Welcome to another jam-packed MMA episode of the Kick Him in the Head podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Yao. Tonight, we are doing the PFL Africa recap show. The historic PFL Africa that happened just this past weekend, Saturday, the 19th of July. Phenomenal event. And helping me break it all down are two gentlemen who are actually there. Shout out Joel Smith. Shout out Achi the Kraken. Gentlemen, welcome to the Kick Him in the Head podcast.
Kick him in the head. We're
Yeah,
back.
thanks for having us, man. Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for joining me. I think let's get straight into it. PFL Africa, first African.
Wait. Hold
Yes,
on, hold
sir.
on, hold on. Can we just take a moment of silence to
For
mourn
what?
Yao not being in Cape Town and not getting the sweet merch? You know, you're the only one, bruv. Like, where's the uniform? Come on now. Where's the
It's coming.
uniform?
Look, I'm proud of
Hey,
my
man.
logo. I'll get the PFL when they get to Joburg.
Hey, man. Like, you better be there, man. You better be there. I know Joe gave you tickets, so you better,
Oh,
you
Hey,
better
I'm
hey,
going to be
hey,
there.
hey, guys, just make sure you're
Yeah.
not giving my phone number out to anyone, man.
You don't want to be that kind of famous.
No.
So I think let's talk about it more, gentlemen. How was the event? Let me start with you, Kraken. How was the event for you? Uh, you know what? Actually, let me start with you, Joel. How was the event for you? In terms of getting there, feeling the atmosphere, the first PFL in Africa, the PFL Africa tournament, then the World Series. Like it was an absolutely phenomenal event. Sitting here in Joburg watching, so I just can imagine for you guys. So just tell me more about how you felt about the event, how the event was, and how those fights were.
Yeah, so let me start it off with Wednesday. So I flew out on Wednesday, and I'm working with the PFL more on like the social side, and we went straight into an activation where Dakota and Juliet hosted a ladies training seminar. So this seminar, I think it was at like 11:12 on a Wednesday afternoon in Cape Town. And there must have been like 20, 30 ladies that showed up to take part in the seminar. And that's where the buzz started for me. We went from there to the next activation, back to the hotel, checking the fighters, are they on weight, doing a couple of skits. So it was a buzz from the get go. Having guys like Johnny Eblin there,
Mm,
um,
mm, mm.
rumors that Khabib's here and people have seen Khabib. That's when that started going out. So the excitement just started building and building and building. And then we had weigh-ins. After weigh-ins, we went to the arena for the ceremonial weigh-ins. And when you walked into that arena and they had that circle jumbotron
Mm.
above the cage was like beautifully lit up. It was just like, wow, this is another level. And the excitement that went through, especially the local fighters when they realized how big of a show this is going to be, it was incredible. I think I got 2 hours of sleep each night, and I was still up, running around, not tired because yeah, it was amazing.
You know, watching it from this side, like I said, the content that was coming out, the ladies training class. We saw Khotso Bilal Ramopo doing a session with Costello Van Steenis. We had Chichi out, like we had everyone out there. Mzanzi MMA, everyone was out there. And like Achi said, moment of silence for me from missing that one. But Achi, let's come to you, bro. We've heard from Joel. How about you? How was this for you?
Bro, I'm still tired. I haven't been able to rest ever since I landed, bro. Cause cause like I landed Friday evening, and from there, firstly, let's just give it up for the weather in Cape Town, bro. Let's just give it up for the weather in Cape Town, bro. Cause like on Saturday we left the hotel to just go sightseeing. In the city it was cold. In the beach it was hella hot, bro. That's why I tripped and fell on the rocks, man. And like, hey, man, I'm still in a bunch of pain, but like I don't want that pain to go away because that means the memory of that the memory of Cape Town will go away. But I doubt it will because that PFL event was just world class, bro. I cannot believe I was part of such a historic moment in South African MMA. You know, and can I just say, man, big shout outs to the guys over at PFL. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Justin, and shout out to the white guy who gave me merch, man. You know, cause like he saw me with the American flag, and it was like, "Yo, dog, come through." And he gave me uh, AJ McKean's like fighter kit, bro. Like I gave it to Khoto as a birthday gift because it was his birthday gift on Sunday. Um, can I just say, man, that was like probably the best moments of my life. The best moment of my life, because literally, um, I'm sure my the birth of my child and my wedding are gonna have like their money. Are gonna have a run for their money because I was literally crying, bro. Because Simba Rashe Hokonya was a 4.99 underdog, 4.99 underdog, and Joe, right here, bro, literally shoved the camera out my ass while Simba was walking out, and I didn't even have the moments to just regain my strength, bro. And shout out to the PFL, bro, because like even the screen, the whole screen, it was like an ocean, and it had PFL Cape Town, bro. Like the chants of Khabib when he walked in, you know, the
Yeah, that was
amount of
hectic.
love all the South African fighters, bro. The amount of love all the South African fighters got was crazy, bro. Like everybody was rooting for Mlambo, and I was the only guy rooting for Simba Rashe. And when 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 Simba Rashe was just dominating Mlambo, because remember, when it's somebody I hate, it's hugging. When when it's somebody I hate, it's hugging. When it's somebody I support, it's domination. You know, and I and first of all, I would like to say thank God that Shannon Fantonda lost because he was a Shannon Fantonda was an asshole in the fighter in the hotel, man, and he missed weight. Oh, your first ever big time show, you missed weight. Um, he deserved that loss because he wasn't professional. But other than that, man, Joe, um, I could rave, man. I could rave. That was like the best show of my life, personally.
Yeah, dude.
And there's some controversial stuff that I might say, but you know me, nothing's gonna stop me because I'm not in a muzzle. Let's
Bro,
just
I'm seeing Yao fall off over here, and then you already start with the Shannon stuff, and I'm just thinking like, shit, how am I gonna try control what this guy's gonna say?
come on,
So you
man,
guys, you heard it from
bro.
him. He's gonna say whatever he wants, and I'm gonna try here and just
Yeah, man.
not be too shocked.
Can can we just say? Can we just say, man? Shannon Fantona has the best manager. Okay, because this guy keeps failing up. Okay, he keeps failing up. If he had a shit manager, he would be Ayanda Zwane. You know, he
Oh
would be
gosh,
Ayanda
bro.
Zwane because dude,
Bro,
dude
but
just
but to
keeps
be fair,
yeah.
Ayanda Zwane does have a good manager as well, because Ayanda
True.
still keeps getting those big fights.
Yeah,
Um,
true.
so I think that's a bit too much shade thrown at Ayanda, bro. Oh, not used to someone calling you out, or you've frozen on me as well. Ah, there, you're back.
Am I back?
You're back. You're back. Speaking of
Yeah,
back, Achi, how's your back, bro? What happened?
bro, no, cause like, dog, first time in Cape Town, right? First time in Cape Town.
It looked like first time
I
at the
don't know.
beach, bro. You don't know
First
rocks
time
are
at the
slippery?
beach. I
Really?
didn't know that, bro. Like, bro, first, like, I've been to the beach twice, right? The first time I
Okay.
was in, the first time I was in Durban, and there were no rocks in
Okay.
Durban, right? Then I'm like,
Sure.
okay, um, let me just go in and just like, because I'm excited, I literally jump in, bro. Rocks, pop. Shout out to my, shout out to the ab workouts that I have not been neglecting for the past I don't know how many weeks. Like literally those saved my back, bro. Those saved my
Bro,
back, and I was like, oh my god, the benefits of doing ab workouts. Shout out to, please don't skip on your
honestly,
ads because it might save your life.
when I saw
Yeah,
that
we
video come through and you slipped, I was like, this guy's clearly never been on a rock at the beach before, because you usually go slowly, and then once you got your footing, then you can run, and you were just straight onto it, bro.
Bang, bang,
Bro.
bang. Look, I'll put up the video. I got that video.
Oh my god.
This is why you do your back extensions.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Oh my god.
Look, without further ado, before my network decides to drop me again, it's always so frustrating. Let's get into the card. PFL Africa, the PFL Africa card. Let's go through the winners and losers. Now, let me start with this. Did the fights go as you guys had predicted? Achi, let me start with you. So obviously, wait, that's not the right view. So obviously, we had quite a few fights on the card. It started with an exhibition match between Juliet Uka and Kaylee Niedermeyer, and then went into the Africa regional quarterfinals. Did the fights go as you expected? Which fight surprised you the most in terms of the result? Let's start with more the prelims than the main card, and then we'll get to the main card. Let's start with you, Achi.
Personally,
Hey, it's
man,
not
I
the
just want to
prelims. It
say,
was PFL Africa. Hey,
yeah, it was PFL Africa, baby.
PFL Africa card, not the
Put,
prelims.
put some respect in our name, bro. Put some respect in our. He's gone again. Yeah, he's gone again.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
let's go
just
over
say, man. Juliet was Juliet is the most underrated EFC. No, I would say African female fighter in all of combat sports. You know, this girl has been mauling girls from EFC coming to PFL and doing the same thing. You know, her opponent Smiley didn't have an answer. Smiley didn't have an answer, and I just wanted to say, man, shout out to Juliet for coming all the way from Nigeria, hostile crowd, hostile crowd, and getting it done, man. Like I just want to see this woman go to the become a title contender in PFL. Because personally, right now, I'm a PFL stan. Okay, I think the PFL is going to be greater than UFC because the way they did it, it just showed that you don't need a name. You know, you don't need a name. You just need to put on the best cards, attract the best names, and make sure you put the fans first. PFL Africa, PFL in general, man. I love you. If you want me to like take off my shirt, I'll do it. I'm a
Take your
stand,
top
man.
off. Take your top off.
No. Not for you. Not for you, because you were in Cape Town, okay? You were in Cape Town. You don't have that seawater in your house. I still got showers, bro.
If my connection drops me one more time, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. But okay, Joel, we heard from Achi.
Yeah.
We heard about the fights that he was surprised by. How about you?
Yeah, look, I didn't get too much chance to watch the fights, but if you ask my picks in the beginning of in the beginning of the night, most of them got their hand held down, just like my normal, three dogs that I choose wrong. Um, but I think that's what also made the cards so exciting is uh, people who were supposed to win weren't winning. So there were many upsets. I mean, the biggest upset of the night was obviously Eblin and Costello all the way at the end. But I mean, Hakonya, Simbarashe, him getting the win over there, absolutely amazing. I'm trying to think of another fight. Nkosi and Debele, guys. Nkosi and
Yeah.
Debele, just making it look so easy with that first round TKO, not taking any real damage at all. Um, he absolutely loved that crowd. That crowd was going absolutely nuts for him, and he was entertaining them. Um, I'm just trying to think. Achi mentioned earlier, like the love the home fighter got was absolutely insane. Like when you're hearing boo for Drickus on the UFC, like they can't bring the UFC over here because whoever Drickus is fighting is going to get booed completely out of the stadium, and the crowd is just going to go absolutely wild. They go mental for the South Africans. Um, Simba's team, when they started the chanting as he was coming out, chirping Francie, it was a lot of fun. Like we got to feel that African spirit, which isn't something we felt before on any of the cards I've watched live. Um, the PFL put on a proper show, and they look after the fighters extremely well. It was
The
very
hotel.
well run.
The hotel.
Everything according to time, according to schedule. Uh, yeah, ticketing was amazing. Sold out arena. I know on the stream it looked at parts that maybe there were a few empty seats. No, that was just guys going out to get some food or some beers and stuff. Those last two fights, every seat had a person in it. It was insane. And that last 10 seconds when Costello started to get on top, people were stomping. The whole grandstand was like shaking and vibrating as Costello took over and got that win. It was like the energy it's impalpable. I've not felt that before ever at a MMA event.
Like, what about that Joffrey knee, bro? The knee that hit Joffrey, bro. Like, and everybody
Oh
was
gosh.
booing. Everybody was booing Joffrey for quitting, for quitting. And I was like, bro, have you ever taken African knee to the face? A West African knee to
Shame.
the face.
Yeah,
A West
bro. But
African,
it was
because like
also
they
it
got
was
him good.
eye
Yeah,
poke, and
yeah,
then
because
knee. So it
I
was
put go
two. It
downs.
was, man. But I think Kane, I think he just got so overwhelmed and excited in the moment of it that he didn't think what he was
Yeah,
doing. I don't think he intentionally was dirty. I just think he thought, hey, there's a quick chance for a knockout, and he just jumped the gun. But that was a solid knee that landed. Eh? I wouldn't,
bro.
I don't blame Hilton for not continuing after that. The question you as a referee ask yourself is like, how much damage has that done, and will it affect the rest of the fight? And it happened within like the first 40 seconds.
Yeah,
So to take a shot
yeah.
that big,
Mhm.
I mean, Aljamain didn't take a shot that big, like, and he won a championship off that.
And at a lower weight class.
He won a championship belt off that. No,
Yeah, he took a
uh,
Russian knee to the face. Eh?
and
It's not a
how's that
West
So
12-6 elbow to the back of Simba's head as well? Okay,
bro.
let me not
there were
talk
there were
about
Like,
that
there
too
were
much.
three of them. There were three of them. No, we will talk about that. I think just on the Kane Holton fight, right before the fight started, I said I'm supporting Kane, and that's because I've seen Holton and I find him to be a quitter. Every time I've seen him lose, it's because something's happened. And he's like, oh, and then the fight's over. But with what happened in that fight, it was so egregious. So first an eye poke, you go down, and then a knee to the head. Even if I could continue, I probably wouldn't, because that means I'm putting myself at risk in continuing this fight, because clearly my opponent is not going to be looking after me in terms of the rules. So even if I wasn't injured at that point, I would take that DQ because it's not worth my career to continue that fight. But the problem is, because Joffrey Holton's a quitter, it's very difficult to say, did he quit, or was it really that bad? But look, I agree with him not continuing the fight. That eye poke was terrible, and then a knee right to the temple. What are you gonna do, right? Unfortunately, and then the second heavyweight fight was also a bit lackluster. Was it the first one? The third one, I think it was, between Ticha Awa
And Justin Clark,
um, and
Justin.
Justin Clark, where
lackluster.
no, let me explain. In terms of the
You
ending and the finish, because
okay?
Justin Clark, for the second time in a row, has had his opponent not come out for the next round. Now, I don't know what kind of power that man has, or what
It's
he
that
does.
CIT Juju. It's that
The
CIT Juju,
CIT
bro.
Juju.
Like,
He's
remember,
got
And
that
Ken won the
Cricus
title
energy.
like that.
That's true.
to be
Ken won the
fair,
title like that. Who's the other guy? No, he okay. He
Um,
didn't. He
Elvis
didn't.
Moyo won
Elvis
his
Moyo.
title like that.
Hmm.
No, no, no. But like,
Interesting.
remember, even like the Cabeza fight. Cabeza
Martin
fight.
van Staden.
Cabeza
That's
versus
true.
Staden.
Martin van
Yes.
Staden as
You
well.
see, so
Ken
it's like
Ken Sigletu, yeah.
Hmm.
yeah. You see, so it's that CIT Juju, man.
So let me throw this in
It's the
then.
USN. It's the
M-
USN in the water.
Maybe it's not juju. Maybe it's just money. Maybe they're paying the other corners to say, no, 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 just don't come out. I'm not saying that's really what's happening. I'm just saying it can't
Do
be
you know this
coincidence. This is the
man?
fourth time. The
Do you
Look,
fourth
know this
time.
so
man?
so so from grapevine, right? I don't know if it's confirmed or not. The speculation or the rumor that I heard is that our orbital or jaw was broken, and they had to rush him off to hospital straight away.
Wow.
So it was from what I've heard, it was a legitimate doctor stoppage where they couldn't actually
Mm,
allow him to
yeah.
continue because of the level of damage that he took. And I know you're saying lackluster. The first half of that fight, Justin was on chicken legs, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bro,
He
He
absorbed
was
those
being
big
bro.
beaten.
shots. He saw it out, and then the second half, he was putting it on our. Like I'm sad if we didn't get to see a second round because
Yeah.
it would have been glorious. Um, but heavyweights with those big shots, you never really see how much damage there is unless it's Babley and he just sparks the guy completely out, folds him like a lawn chair. Oof, that was a crazy finish.
That
So,
was like what, like last 10 seconds, right?
Yeah,
yep.
it was as we were entering into the next round. Dunk. No, we're not.
Bye. So let's talk. Well, first of all, Justin Clark. Shout out to Justin Clark. He's got a chin on him to get hit the way he got hit, and keep standing and keep fighting,
Yeah.
and then injure your opponent. That's a hell of a chin that that man has because he Teacher Awa is a strong man and he hit hard and you could see it. It was
Blows.
bad. So shout out to Justin Clark. Yeah, it was blows. But let's talk about the heavyweight bracket because obviously we had the quarterfinals of the heavyweights. Let me pull this up. We had obviously Babley winning in his fight. Then we had Holton winning in his fight. Then we had Clark, and of course,
Maxwell
gosh, I'm
Nana.
forgetting the last guy.
Maxwell Nana.
Yes, yes, of
Leonidas.
course. How could I forget? We share a name. Yes. Now, next up, we have Leonidas versus Joffrey Holton and Clark versus Babley. How do you think those two fights are going to go? Who do you think is going to go into the finals? Let me start with you, Joe.
So I thought Justin would be fighting Nana. Um, I don't know if I've
Let
got
me
it wrong. I
check.
haven't looked at anything official. I just was hearing from the fighters at the back. But let's assume Justin and you said Holton or did you say Babley?
I think you're right. It should be Babley Holton and Nana Clark.
Okay,
You're right.
okay. So you want a breakdown of the Clark Nana? Um, phew.
Yes. How do you think that's going to go based on how they performed? But actually, wait, before we go into that, the Nana fight, that went the distance.
Oh,
Heavyweight
Grogu.
fights don't usually go the
Yeah.
distance. And we know exactly who Grigori
Yes,
is, right?
yes.
But for me, the fact that Nana couldn't finish him, there was no grappling, there was no wrestling, there were no takedowns. It was basically purely boxing with a little bit of kickboxing. For that reason, I wasn't impressed by his performance, but he was very impressive, which I know sounds very contradictory. How did you find that fight?
Yeah, that fight was a very interesting fight. So being around those fighters, let me just tell you that those guys are massive. We did a little skit with Nana with the whole play on 300 where he's Leonidas with a couple of influencers from high up in Africa. And let me tell you, I didn't take a photo with Nana for a reason. I didn't want to look like a little dwarf or midget. I already feel like one most of the time. Next to him, no, you won't see a photo with me. Um, he is extremely flexible, nimble, quick for heavyweight. I mean, he's really something. He's a specimen to be watched. And then we know Grogu, his past. We've seen his fights before, and he's a fun guy, man. He brings it. Um, but one thing which I was a little bit, call it, disappointed in was just the pace that that fight went at. We had the Babley fight, which was quite fast paced. We had the Justin Clark fight, which was very fast paced, and then we had Grogu and Maxwell in it. And I expected that pace to continue, but it was almost like there was like a agreement to keep it at like a little bit of a lower pace. Um, so my one comment is just that the pace wasn't there. Big shots from both guys. Both guys were rocked multiple times, but we didn't see that finish. And when you're watching a heavyweight, you want to see that finish. Um, yeah, man. I don't actually know what more to say about that. Like we saw how hard Grogu hits. We saw how hard Nana hits. Maybe it was just a matter of not risking it. Although Maxwell did have that good head movement at stages, some nice pullouts. It was very cool. The wrestling is untested. That's a nice question mark that I would leave there. Uh, striking there, no one checked grappling. Like to see where that goes.
He's gone.
He's
He's
gone
gone.
again. He's
Yeah.
gone again.
But like,
All right, Afi,
I,
let me just say, man. Like, oh, you're back. Yeah. But like, let me just say, man. Like, can we just give a shout out to the PFL and the way they structured the fight cards? Like, cause
Matchups were very well matched up,
bro,
man.
my I literally ate well, but like by the I think the third fight, I think the Khabib, I think it was the second last no, the last Khabib fight where his one of his fighters was fighting. Like, bro, I
Up
was
against AJ.
literally, yeah, I was literally out, bro. Like, I was having headaches because like I had spent all my energy shouting and dancing, because
Dancing,
yeah,
waving the flags.
waving the flag, bro. Because like I'm like since ever since like the first fight, because obviously I know Juliet, like I'm a big fan from EFC, and it was her. Then it was like a heavyweight fight. Then it was a Hokonya fight. Like they literally knew how to structure these events that like I wasn't even bored. Because like every time you could
Yeah,
see, oh, you find like maybe a technical fight where the fighters are just like striking it out and you can feel them. Then you have like big boys just slugging it out. Then you've got like another, it's technical, they fast paced. Then it's another, you know. So like
yeah,
my emotions just kept on going up and down, up and down, up and down. And that was, I think the UFC should just take should just take pointers from PFL on how to structure cards and how to, because like I was kind of like fine not even having the champion series. I was
yeah.
fine not having the champion series because like I was so fed with just pure violence that even the main event, the prelims main event, I would say the featured
With the
PFL
Corsi,
Africa
yeah.
fight. Yeah,
Corsi versus
if
Tech
that
Tech.
was like, yeah, that was like also like fulfilling. You're like, oh, I've been missing out on PFL, and shout out to them for bringing that world class show. And then we have Khabib's fighters. We have Takashi. We have AJ. We have who's
The
that? Who's that?
Chava,
This chick. Yeah,
Ichiba,
yeah,
yeah.
the Chiva. Like, it was just so
Look,
much energy that
After,
like
can I
I even
rewind
got,
a little bit over here? I'm going to cut in over here. I just want to rewind
yeah,
a bit. So PFL focuses on merit. They're not putting fights together based on this guy's more popular or he's more marketable. They're taking it and they're saying, let's look at these people, let's match them up, and let's have a tournament to see who gets to the top. So
yeah,
the fact that you're getting there, you're getting guys that are well matched. It's probably going to be a close fight, and then moving on to a next stage. So they got to prove that they're supposed to be there. It's not that, oh, this one sold a million more pay-per-views, okay, let's put
yeah,
him onto the main card and ditch this other guy down, put him to prelims. Theirs is, it's literally based on merit, and there's a clear path to the top. You don't have to go and glaze some guy in the back so you can get ahead on the next one. So that structure and the way they do it, I think it's far better, and it's actually more marketable and more sellable at the end of the day. Because if you want to say that, oh no, this guy's actually better than this guy, he just got a better way up to the top. Okay, let's see next season. Let's match them up in a bracket earlier on and see what's up. And you can build that
yeah,
interest and you can build the fighter profiles that way. So the way the PFL does it, I mean, the approach is more tournament style, but
yeah.
for hardcore fans and non-casuals, it's a treat, man. It's a
Yeah.
real treat.
It's like they're gonna meet one day, like your favorite fighters. If even if they're like on different brackets, it's like they're gonna meet one day, and you're gonna see this year. You're gonna see it. This You're not gonna see it like once one has hit their prime, or once
Yeah.
one is out of his prime.
so by that you mean that there's no ducking. It's
There
impossible to duck because it's
there's
in a
no Luke
bracket. You
Michael
can't say
ducking
no.
like that, though. There is
Hey,
Yeah.
no Luke Michael
we.
ducking.
Yeah.
But what Joel was saying, 100%. Looking at first of all the matchmaking, when I was making my picks, the matchmaking was superb. It was absolutely phenomenal. When you look at the records of the fighters, the records of the fighters that they had beat, and then who they were facing up against, it was absolutely pinpoint precision matchmaking. I must definitely give it up to the matchmakers for that. And then also where it comes to the structure of it, what I said on the stream, the live watch along. So anyone who's watching, you can watch the live watch along on our channel on YouTube. But essentially, the UFC has become the pinnacle. You get to the top when you're at the top to make that mad money. But the PFL is where it really is, because you start at the ground level. You start growing, like you said, Joel, through these different brackets, through these different tournaments, like the Chamber. She's now 14-0 because she's won 2 tournaments, not because she's been running around picking her fights. So you know she's fought the best all the way along for 2 seasons. So she is the best. Look at Kayla Harrison. You know she's the best. And I think that's really to what you were saying is the PFL is looking at genuinely and in an entertaining way. Not that one championship isn't entertaining, but it's a different promotion altogether. But it is in an entertaining way. And when you look at the fighters from your region, and when a MENA person looks at a fighter from their region, where a European person looks at someone from their region, when the Australasians look at someone from their region, we all start to support our fighters. And then when they start to get to the World Series, within a year or two, suddenly they all have their support base. There's a big fan base from each region supporting their fighters, going to the events, having these amazing events like they just had in Cape Town. So I'm 100% very, very excited now about PFL. We didn't really get the structure until they came here to Africa to show us how they can take our fighters from where they are at this regional level, where it's not very easy to progress. They're all trying to get to that next level, whether it be Brave, whether it be Brave,
Yeah.
and then obviously the UFC. But now there's a clear channel, very clear channel, if you are with the PFL. So shout out to them.
Yeah, we had the EFC last year that did the featherweight Grand Prix, which is a
Mm,
similar style, but
mhm.
the winner of the featherweight Grand Prix didn't even go on to challenge for the title.
Yeah.
He dropped
That's
down to
what's crazy.
bantamweight and now he's in the PFL.
Hmm.
So he's probably also a good fan of that structure, but yeah, we need to just see it implemented a little bit more well. That's it.
Now, 100%. But now let's actually get to the actual World Series, the road to Dubai, the championship, the Champions Series, and those fights, because the Africa Championship was amazing. Honestly, it was fantastic. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Then we got the Champion Series. Anderson versus Golstov was the first fight. I had Golstov in this fight, but Corey Anderson came out there and he was like, no, no, no. Don't forget, I'm a former champion. Don't forget who I am. Let's talk more about that fight. How did you guys find that fight? Joel, let me start with you.
Yeah, looking at that fight on paper, I actually didn't know who to pick. Being telling me I look cute, man. Come
Yeah,
on,
you look
Leroy.
cute. He likes your
uh,
PFL.
yeah, I didn't know who to pick. Look, I've always liked Corey Anderson. He always puts on exciting fights. He was a very fun guy in the week, always laughing, smiling, happy to be there. Um, but I didn't expect that he would come out and put on such a performance. I didn't think he'd make such a big statement. I'm happy for him that he's put on a statement like that. But yeah, who he fights next, good luck, man.
Yeah, 100%. Good luck to him. How about you, Aki?
Um, bro, the whole PFL card was just crazy. I don't want to lie, but like I just want to say, man, AJ versus I think he was fighting Dagestani fighter, right?
Yes,
Uh,
Magomedov, who was
yeah,
cornered by Khabib.
Khabib, bro. Like Joe came up to me and he was like, "Bro, like this Dagestani fighter is getting manhandled," and I was like, "That is not father's plan. That is not father's plan, bro. Like, cause bro, he was just getting like manhandled, and big shout out to AJ for giving me the shirt, man, because like I was like really rooting for him, because when usually me, I would say how I pick the people I support. I would say if I see that the crowd is really 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 against them, I would like, hey man, let me just shoot my shit, because even the South African fans were giving me shit for carrying the American flag. But then I was like, hey, bro, you don't know shit about MMA, so shut the fuck up.
Look, I think having Khabib at this event was something that us as South African fans gave us pride to see him taking the time to come. We have seen him in a few other
Yeah,
PFL tournaments, but to take the time to come all the way down to Cape Town and then appreciate the crowd in Cape Town, because he did have a speech and he
yeah.
said, "Look, I don't know this response that I've gotten here in Cape Town. You guys are amazing." How was it being there when the eagle had landed?
Can I start? Can I jump in here,
Go
Afi?
for it.
So I was running around, right? I was
Yeah,
organizing
go for it.
things, and I'm literally on my way out of the arena, and all of a sudden I just hear the crowd start chanting. I don't know what they were chanting. I had to turn around and come back, and that's when they let Khabib in. And literally, the crowd is going crazy, and Khabib just turns around, acknowledges the crowd, says, "Be quiet." Dead silence. Now it's time to focus on his fighter. To have that sort of an entrance, I've never seen that before. As I said, I was on my way out. I had to turn around to come in to find out what's going on.
And big shout out to the crowd for respecting Khabib's fighter because at first it was all about Khabib. Khabib quiets the crowd, then people start fighting, right? After after each round, the crowd was screaming, Khabib, Khabib, Khabib. When the fight starts, restarts again, everybody's quiet. Another fight, you know, uh even on the when it was time for the for the in-ring interview, bro, like the reaction of the crowd was crazy because like big shout out to I feel like the pressure was on Khabib's fighter also, you know. It was on Khabib's fighter because like he had to give his coach a moment on the mic, you know, because like it's like if you don't, we're never gonna get to hear Khabib say. And remember, the other fighter lost to
Yep.
AJ, so shout out to him. The pressure was all on him, and he delivered. And shout out, it felt like a moment in it felt like a moment of history, you know. It was, you know, it was a moment of history having like the eagle, bro, like having Khotso, like because Khotso took a picture with Khabib before Khabib entered. Then I was like, God dang, where's Khabib, you know? Then I saw Frankie Edgar taking a posting a picture with Khabib, mm, at the fighter hotel. Then I saw Khabib, one of Khabib's fighters at the fighter hotel, and I was like, "Where is Khabib? Can I just take a picture?" But like, big shout out to Frankie Edgar for telling us to kick him in the head. Yeah,
Look, I can definitely say I'm hoping that we have similar fighters coming through the Joburg because you guys were surrounded not by stars, but by MMA royalty.
by
That's what I'm saying.
greatness.
Like the fighters that went to Cape Town were some of the greats, and that's it's phenomenal to have them come here and give us that respect because as we know, UFC has decided that they can't do anything here. They claim ticket prices, but look how successful this was. But anyways, look, it was amazing to see. What I do want to put up though is this that you just mentioned, the picture of Khutso Bilal Ramopo with the one and only Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Shout out Khutso from Supersport, doing amazing work there. So all his stuff, it was really great watching you guys interact with all these fighters on this fight night. Um, let's quickly talk about the Cheva's fight versus Sumiko. Now, did you guys see the fight going that way? I can safely say that for me, I expected the Cheva to have a very convincing win, but she kind of turned Inaba into bubble face. Like at the end of the fight, Sumiko Inaba's face just looked like it had all these little bubbles all over it. It was so bad. How did you feel about
With a broken hand,
exactly? How did you feel about that women's fight?
with a broken
With
hand.
exactly, and she broke her hand in what the
Um,
end of the first round or
Third
something,
round.
third
Third
round,
round. Yeah.
and she still managed to finish the fight and win the fight. How do you feel about her performance? 40, well, now 15-0, double world champion with PFL. How do you feel about Dakota's performance, Achi? Did I disappear
Is
again,
Afi not there?
Achi?
Okay.
Oh, he's
Afi's
not there. I'm
back.
still.
I think
Oh,
I
it's a
disappeared.
miracle. It's a miracle. It wasn't me.
What
Go
the
for it,
hell,
Achi.
bro?
Let me
Yeah,
get
but
rid of
like,
this.
man, like, the Chivas entrance was so electric, man. Like, nah, 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 nah. But like, that was crazy. That was a crazy fight, man. And she just showed us that how why she is one of the most touted female fighters out there, man. Because everybody was mad that she re-signed with the PFL. But like, big shout outs to her for showing us that yes, UFC is the pinnacle, but like even the PFL can give us I would say high quality fights, you know, high quality fights, high quality matchups. And big shout out to her opponent for just taking it, bro, for just taking it. and yeah,
What do you
that
think
fight
she's
was
doing next? Because now she's a multiple world champion, right? And with
she
that
just
sort of
re-signed.
performance, yeah,
She
exactly. But
just
She
re-signed.
next in
signed
terms
with
of
the
fights,
PFL.
because
Yeah,
she's going to go through the tour. Oh, of course, it's just the
yeah,
Champions Series Road to Dubai, so she's
Yeah.
just going to go through another
Hey man,
tournament. Of course,
do
I
you think?
forget that
Yeah. Do you think she's gonna?
that's exactly how
Do
that
you think
works.
she's gonna fight for another 200K for 200K for the next like what 3 fights, where she could just get like
Hmm.
another meal, like easy. Come
Mm,
on, man.
true, true,
I wouldn't say
true.
easy. Nothing's easy in MMA, but like yeah,
Nothing's easy in MMA.
but that being said, also like I was at the seminar and I was watching her on the pads and how she was explaining techniques and stuff to the ladies. I was super impressed. Like when she was throwing the pads, I think it's her brother holds the pads for her. I was just there like she fights the weight category I fight, and I was thinking like, yeah, I don't know if I'd want a piece of that. She's extremely tall for the weight category. She's very long and lanky, and she's got that tar style. Like if she clinches you, those knees are either going to your body or to your head, and you don't know which way it's going to go. And she keeps changing them up. The way she can sit on her shots, she does a phenomenal job at that. Like she made it look like Inaba shouldn't have been in the fight with her, and it is
Hmm.
because she's that many levels higher. Um, I was actually sitting cage side for that fight, and I remember asking someone like, if you're Inaba's coach, at what point do you tell her she's not going out? At what point do you throw in the towel? Because what are your actual like what path to victory do you have? Takedowns not happening because Dakota's just catching you in the clinch and eating you up there.
Oh,
Striking not
that
happening.
clinch
You're
was
getting caught on the way
nasty.
in. um, like if I was the coach of the other fighter, I'm throwing the towel in unless you've got a secret weapon and you know that as soon as she gets it down, it's over. And I can tell you one thing, like if you got it down, it was not going to be over. It was going to be hell to pay there as well. Um, like a massive Dakota fan. After seeing the behind the scenes of her camp, she's got a YouTube vlog series. If you guys want to go check that out, you might see me in the background of one of them. Who knows? But yeah, man, she's said to be the face of the PFL. Um, you mentioned earlier Kayla Harrison. Like when Ditchova literally moves on, she's a fast track to UFC title. But again, do you even need that if you're being looked after so well by the PFL?
Very true. Although you might need it just to say, I really am the best, just for that pure reason, not to involve yourself in all the fanfare and all that nonsense with the UFC, but literally to fight to be the best in the world because you've proved that you are one of the best. Who would she
Yeah,
face? That looked like a who.
yeah. Who's the 125 champ at UFC?
um,
It's a good question, right? You don't know.
that's an amazing question.
You're gonna have
So
to Google
clearly,
it. Is I think 135 is Harris, Kayla Harris.
yeah.
125
Let's see.
is it Grosso, Valentina.
Mm,
Is it the
Shevchenko,
bullet?
yes. Yes, it's the bullet. Flyweight
So I mean,
women's
like
UFC.
Valentina's a huge star, and we didn't know that you're the 125
Yeah,
champ just like
Valentino.
that.
I think she could come in against Manon Fiorot, to be honest.
That would be a fun fight, eh? That'd be a very
Yeah,
fun fight.
especially because of the size, because of the height of Fiorot, the size of Fiorot. I think Dakota's probably gonna catch her in the clinch. Dakota's clinch is nasty. I
That
haven't seen a
clinch game
clinch
is
like that in
nasty.
my life. Like she just like held her, and Sumiko would try a few body shots, and then she just like twisted to the side and just it was so bad. Like it was very skilled work by her. But I think maybe a fight between her and Manon Firo, and then possibly depending on how she does there, Valentina. Then she really is the best in the world without having to have
Yeah,
had multiple call outs because like you were saying earlier, coming from the PFL, you already have built that profile to say I can call out your champion versus
yeah.
having to start at the bottom like with the UFC and you have to be calling people out and making a show. With this one, it's here I am, I'm the best. Your people, your
Especially in
fighters in the
the
UFC need to prove it that they're the best.
Yeah, especially in the women's division because of what Kayla Harris did. She literally went in, stormrolled her way through to the top, and they can literally say, "Hey, PFL women's, if I come in, this is where I'm at." Um, Men's,
She did
I
the
don't know,
marketing.
maybe not so much.
But let's talking men. Let's talk about the title fight and what we could have called, I suppose, the face of PFL champions in Johnny Eblin. He was undefeated, 16-0. No one could touch him. Then this fight happened. Now, when I was watching this fight, we were saying that he fights exactly like one of my favorite fighters and the guy who helped me start the show that Achi absolutely loves, Luke Michael. Johnny Eblin fights
Wait.
exactly.
Wait, 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 wait. Wait, wait,
I
wait,
saw
wait.
Johnny
Okay.
Michael and sorry, Johnny Eblin and Luke Michael. They took photos together. Johnny
Ooh,
Eblin didn't know who Luke was, but Luke got photos with him and was sizing up. It was quite cool.
I'd love to see that fight because their fighting style is identical. 1-2 double leg, 1-2 double. That's it. If you can't
And the
stop
way
the
they
takedown, yeah, go for it, Achi.
and the way they lost their titles is the same, eh?
Ah,
Yeah, yeah,
Rear naked choke.
yeah.
okay. Look,
Shut your
I
mouth.
have I have nothing to say on that one because it's facts. But look, that fight was exciting because you could see Costello. He kept on trying to hit him with the high kick, with the high left, and it kept connecting. But Johnny was blocking. Then 1-2 double leg until the final seconds where he got that RNC. How was it being there, seeing the fight end in the last 10 seconds, and Johnny just going limp? How was it? Tell me. Let's talk. Talk to me, Joel.
It was absolutely, yeah, it was crazy. So at that stage, I had actually moved to the media tables and I was chatting to team members of ours, and I had to turn around and look at what was happening behind me in the stands because when when Costello got on top of Johnny, because Johnny had the advantageous position, Johnny tried to
Hmm.
advance, he made a mistake, and Costello reversed it. When
Hmm.
that happened, the whole arena started to like shake and vibrate. Guys were stomping their feet, they were screaming. It was going absolutely chaos. And I think Costello just like absorbed that energy and decided he has to go for broke, go for the finish. When he got that arm underneath the chin and it was now time to squeeze, it was like going in slow motion. It was like, when's this guy
Hmm.
going to go limp?
Yeah.
And like he sort of went limp without people realizing. And then the ref actually had to grab the arm and saw he was out. And he was like convulsing afterwards. Costello, before he was even up, there were like three guys that jumped into the cage. They were all over him. It was, it was crazy. I've not felt that energy in a arena before.
Impressive.
For a foreign fighter, a Spanish fighter, um, it was like Drickers had won a title, man. And you could see like this with the South African crowd. There's just something that like we're a fighting country, man. We have a really dark past, but like we fought through it. We fought through it all together. And seeing Costello, because also yes, I had the American flag, but like I was rooting for Costello because he had promised us that he was gonna party with us. He was gonna party with us once he got the title. But like he couldn't because he had fought like a really really hard battle, and we understand. But like that was like a crazy fight. And personally, man, that fight, I would say I've seen good fights, but like that ranks in maybe probably the top 10 of all overall badass MMA fights. And
Yeah,
that's, yeah, it just shows the level of competition and the level of, like, it's a game of inches with MMA. Like, imagine Johnny Eblin, sorry for getting your phone stolen in Cape Town first time, but also, man, like, it just shows you get your phone stolen and you get your title stolen, all in
don't come
like
back,
10
bro.
seconds, bro. Don't come back, because yes, he did say he
Next time we're
wanted
gonna
his
steal your
title shot.
wife, bro.
Yeah, yeah, trust me, bro. Like, cause like even you could see like the way he was, like when he left the cage. Like he looked like somebody who was about to hop on a jet and go cry home to his mama. You know,
Yeah,
but
shame,
like
man.
shout out,
It's
yeah,
so heartbreaking for him as well because he goes in, he puts on this massive performance, and he's ahead on the
yeah,
scorecards. He literally
yeah,
has 10 seconds to see it out. He makes one little mistake in a transition, and there you go. There's your championship gone. There's your belt gone. Start from scratch. Start working again. Like 10 seconds. How short is 10 seconds? I mean, Yao's been gone for 10 seconds, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, that's all it
Yes.
takes, man. Because like because he was doing so well uh, in the
And that
fight. You know,
fight,
he was
that fight broke like that fourth wall. It's not very often you see PFL on massive MMA media, on Ariel
yeah,
Helwani, on Red
yeah,
Corner, to name a few, and like everyone's talking about it. I think it's the best thing that could have happened for PFL Cape Town to have such a comeback
definitely.
finish, a fight that everyone has to go back and watch. And that
Yeah,
story started in Cape Town. To see the crowd going absolutely wild, to see that reaction, um,
yeah.
yeah, man,
For a foreign
it couldn't
fighter,
have been
because imagine, man,
scripted
PFL,
better, bro.
yeah, PFL brought an American fighter and a Spanish fighter, no
A
connections
Spanish
towards
fighter who speaks
Africa.
Dutch, bro.
Yeah,
There's a
bro,
little bit of
like
a tie there.
yeah,
He speaks
yeah, his
Dutch, bro.
Afrikaans is crazy, bro. His Afrikaans is crazy, and big shout out to him for wearing the Springbok jersey, man, because he is a winner. He is a winner. But like you saw, man, like PFL brought in like a Spanish fighter and an American fighter. Imagine what an African world champion would level of energy would bring, and that's just something
Bro,
worth
you're
seeing.
you're actually on it. Like that stadium in Cape Town was sold out.
Yeah.
If Drickus was
No, no,
fighting on
no.
home soil, we don't even have a stadium that's big enough for it.
Yep.
Like we would fill 80,000 seats, no problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we need to try find a smaller arena. Oh man,
But
yeah,
they say that the
Crazy.
problem is obviously, having a roof on it, and that's the reason that they can't, which
yeah,
makes sense. But let's see what happens, because I see easily, like you said, 80,000 people. If we can get some sort of temporary roof onto heck Soccer
a
City and
stadium.
call it Drickus City for that night, I don't know. But let's hope that we can have.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
hope that we can have it. Yeah, man.
with cheap ass MTN data, man. I told him to hop on an every host, but like yeah,
Oh,
man.
gotta go get the fiber, bro. It's gotta be fiber.
Yeah, because yeah, man, like the reception of the crowd, like because obviously, everybody kind of like didn't know the other fighters. Most kind of knew Nkosi, but like the energy just kept on going up,
Just kept
and
going up.
like yeah, because even with the entrance music, like wait, it was Khabib, it was entrance music for Dakota the Chiva, it was Johnny Eblin's also Country Road, like everybody was like all singing and just hyped up, and it just shows like you can get the fans into your corner because like Johnny Eblin had the crowd with his entrance, he had the crowd, he
Yeah.
had everybody singing, everybody rooting for him, but then the fighting spirit in Costello took away all that energy, and they just gave it to him, and he won the crowd.
Some
Even if he hadn't won the fight, he had won the crowd.
100%. Yeah. And it's something interesting that you're saying over there. Usually, like at a live MMA event, you want that main event to be sold out. You want the crowd going crazy and you want it packed. But the cards that I've been to recently, by the time we get to the main event, the crowd's filtering out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Whereas this one, I literally took a look around because I thought, hey, Dakota's done. People are leaving now. They're like, no, 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 we're going to still stay and watch this one. And
yeah.
it was incredible to see. Yeah, no, it was amazing. Yeah, you missed out, man.
Like I'm missing out on this conversation because of my shitty network. Like I don't even understand how this
Don't
thing
worry,
keeps dropping
don't
me.
worry. We're carrying this. We're carrying the MMA game in South Africa. We'll carry your podcast too. Don't stress about it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
His
With
back is
that
a
said,
little sore, so I'll do some talking.
let's show the people why.
He said, kick him in the head. Kick him in the head. Let's go. Baby.
Kick him in the head. Let's go.
Shout out, Achi. Thank you for that. I think that's definitely going into our intro now. We've got Frankie Edgar saying, kick him in the head. Like, shout out to Achi. Thank you so much for that one. Although the other video that we have to show before we end the stream that, we can't.
He said, kick him in the head. Kick him in the head. Let's go.
Kick him in the head.
So
Let's
loud.
go.
Oh my God. Wait, that's not the one. It's the second one, which is this one.
We're about to get in the pool.
Oh, missed it.
Eh? We're about to get in the
This is
pool.
Achi. almost dying
Eh,
in Cape
that's
Town.
we're about to
This is
get
what
in the
happens
pool.
every time he has to make EFC
Eh?
picks. That's how it goes.
That's the first one. That's tr- I got it. I got it. I got it.
We got it. We got
I
it.
got it. I got it. I was recording.
I
That's why I was
recording.
recording. Go slowly. Go slowly.
Hey man,
It's gonna remind you as if you didn't just fall.
bro.
Now it is all over the internet, Achi. Well done.
Oh, hey man, like
Guys,
shout
can we take a moment to just say that PFL happened in Cape Town, but it's happening in Joburg in like 3 weeks. So we've got another opportunity to attend an incredible event. It's at Carnival City, the Big Top Arena. The fight card looks absolutely stacked. This is a PFL African fight card. We've got Patrick, who's going to be headlining it. We've got British
beast.
Bull Young, who's coming up from Durban. There's some great fights on this card. And if you missed out on Cape Town, you missed out. But you've got an opportunity to come to the next one. So make sure you get your tickets early because tickets fly. You can't be phoning me saying, "Hey, Joel, can you get tickets?" No, get your tickets now because they're going to be gone before you know it. And come experience it with us. Maybe you can get some merch. And yeah, man, be there.
ask for the price first. Ask the price. Like you have to have budget, you know. Otherwise, you could just break the bank like Joel did. But also, PFL, the finals are happening in Benin.
Thought I
Benin,
had this.
West Africa. Bro, I do not know how I'm gonna get there, but just like in Cape Town, I do not mind walking. I do not mind walking. I have my bags packed already. I'm going to Home Affairs. I'm gonna get my passport. Come on, man. December, PFL Africa Finals. We going to West Africa, baby. The west side of Africa. Come on now.
Look, I hope I can be there too because, like you said, that is going to be electric. We know that other than South Africa, West Africa is a very, very passionate MMA community as well. So that's going to be a great fight night out in Benin. Let's have a look at the actual card here. So, welcome to Benin. That's right. We are coming to Benin. December 2025 PFL Africa Finals. Everyone that you saw at PFL Africa Cape Town, everyone that you're going to see in PFL Africa Joburg will be in the finals. Whoever wins in Benin. That's going to be amazing. That's going to be so exciting to finally have a champion who will then move on to go and fight in the World Series for a world title from Africa. Finally, oh, so exciting, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me on the show tonight. Where can people find you in the socials, Achi?
Hey man, you know, right here. The head kick podcast. You know, head kick podcast. I'm always here, man. But you can also find me here. Uh Elite Slap Sports. And I also have like a shit talking Instagram page where I post all my outrageous quotes, man, and outrageous clips from the Head Kick podcast. It's called Free Range CTE, man. Free Range CTE. That's the kind of CTE Joffrey got, you know, with the knee to the face. So trust me, bro. That's the good kind, baby. That's the good kind. You always come back from those ones, man. So Free Range CTE, Elite Slap Sports, and hey, man, kick him in the head, baby. Come on now.
That's right. Joel, how about you?
Yeah, you find me on Kicking the Head mostly. And then Joel Smith _ on Instagram. Every now and then you might see me on a Strikes and Strangles, but yeah, I'm here mostly.
Amazing. To everyone listening, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe at Head Kick Pod. As always, on all platforms, you do find us prediction shows, recap shows. In the next 3 minutes, we will be on DUSD. You can find me in the Kraken on DUSD on the Fight Week show on YouTube. Do tune into that. On Friday, you will find us on the UFC Underdogs prediction show, which I'm suddenly third in and traumatizes me because I was first for 13 weeks in a row. But let's go. To everyone listening, until next time, don't forget to kick him in the head.
Head. Cue Frankie.
Oh, actually, Joel, thank you. Let's
That's
go.
good.
That's the new
good.
outro. Definitely
That's
the new
good.
outro. Frankie, where are you? There you are.
Wait, you guys
We're about to get in the pool.
tomorrow?
That is
Oh.
Frankie.
That's the first one. I got it.
That That is not Frankie. That is
I
not.
think
He said kick him in the head. Kick him in the head. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Kick him in the head. Let's go.
to everyone